So today's project, 2011 Ford F-150, 192,000 miles, has the 5.0 motor in it. And we're changing the valve covers and the valve cover gaskets because they're not leaking and there's nothing wrong with them. Yeah, that's right. We're doing that. So here's why we're doing it, and here's what happened. Folks, I can't say this enough. If you don't have a trusted mechanic shop that you've been going to or one that's reputable, get a second opinion. And even if you get an opinion from your reputable one, still doesn't hurt to get a second opinion. So he reached out to me a couple of months ago and he was telling me about a leak that he's been having and that he took it to a shop, his normal shop. They closed down after years just because the guy retired. And he took it to the shop and the shop said, yep, you need an oil pan and you need valve covers and valve cover gaskets. They quoted him something like $2,500 to $2,800. It's pretty steep. I mean, I get it. The oil pan is a bit involved and I think the valve covers just might be a little tricky, but I think we should be able to knock that out with no issues. So they quoted him that much. So when he told me about it, I offered him, I said, well, I could do the valve covers for you. I mean, doing the oil pan, I really don't have the space in the garage. I mean, I'd have to move things around to do it. I might entertain that for him later on. We'll just kind of see. But anyways, I told him I could do the valve covers for you. I said, go ahead and get the gaskets and get a set of valve covers just in case these things break. In my experience, this plastic with these, and it's always been Fords. I've never had this issue with any other manufacturer. But on like the Ford Focuses, I've always had an issue when I would change the valve cover gasket, they would crack. So I told him, just have them on standby. If we don't need them, we'll take them back. But if we do need them, at least we don't have to be delayed on that. So he went ahead, he picked up a new set of valve covers, all the gaskets we need, and I agreed to do the job. So last week, I went over to his house and I was like, hey, let me take a look at it to kind of see what I'm getting myself into. I've never done valve covers on a Ford F-150, at least of this vintage. So I'm taking a look at it and I'm noticing right away, I mean, over here, over there, it's dry as a bone. 192,000 miles, original valve covers, it's dry. So I crawl underneath the truck, I take a look, and sure enough, the oil pan is leaking, but the oil where it's leaking from, there's nothing higher above it. I put my hand all the way around the valve covers to the back, double check it, take a light, and yeah, the valve cover's not leaking. So I told him, I said, hey man, valve cover's not leaking. They were trying to pull a fast one on you, charging you something you don't need. He was like, bummer, but can you go ahead and change them anyways? I said, well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, there's a reason why he wanted it changed. He picked up a set of these babies. These are aluminum performance. I think he got Ford Performance parts. I don't know the company that he got it from. Of course, he got all the gaskets and everything from Pro, even with the screws and everything. So he wants to kind of, I guess, upgrade it to these. He read somewhere in some forums that those valve covers are notorious for cracking. I don't know. But we're going to be putting these on. And then he got these beauty covers, which I'll show you all this stuff once we get to that part. So he wants to kind of jazz up his truck. As you can see, I don't know how well the camera does it justice, but I mean, he loves his truck. He takes very good care of it. I mean, strict oil changes, maintenance and everything. It's a Southern truck, very clean. He has little upgrades here and there, so I get it. And we're gonna do it. So let's get started. Now, from my experiences, right over here where these sensors are, there's one up here, there's one down below it. This is where they get stuck. So first thing I'm going to do, and I found this helps, especially with like the Focuses, because, well, that's my experience. Just soak it, a little WD-40. I'll soften up that rubber. Kind of get into the crevice over there, and that will help loosen it. So there's only two up here. I don't see anything there. Underneath this intake tube right over here is the same two sensors. They might be like cam sensors or whatever. Or regardless, they like to get stuck on me. And this is where all the fighting normally happens. So get a little lube in there. And that kind of helps it to slide out a lot better. And it'll soak while we're taking everything out. So I'm gonna start on the driver's side. I'm gonna take off this intake tube, just like so. I got this over here, this over there. Let's pull this out. Yep, that's good. This I forget how these go. I think there's like a little clip underneath. Just missed the days of regular hose clamps. So much easier. You know what? I got the one off the valve cover, which I'm sure you didn't see it over there. So I'm just gonna leave that alone. Hopefully everything slides out. So now, holy crap, there we go. Let's take this out. Nice. And now we got room for all this goodness over here. So let's plug you. Same thing over here, so unplug you. All right, we're off to a decent start. All right, so let's start with the ignition coils. Yeah, let's get the ignition coils out. So before we go any further, let's just kind of take a look. Make sure these line up. Yeah. I don't know if I get you in the camera, but I guess that's for the PCV. 4. I see the tabs to hold the wiring harness, which that's going to be fun. All right. And then it kind of gives me an idea that I got 3. Can you see it there? I got 3 in the back. So, man, they weren't playing with all those screws. So let's get out these tabs. Whoops. Okay. Everything's so brittle. Okay. Man, these things are just... Okay. Now we get the fun part of popping these things out, which is Christmas tree connectors. Never like to cooperate. Not sure if I'll be able to use these. Or maybe, for some of them. 1 down, 1,000 more to go. Okay. This tool is working awesome. I don't remember where I got it, how I got it. I just know I'm glad I have it. It's popping these things off really easy. I think, geez, yeah, they're also on the back. This is gonna be fun. Like 20 minutes later, that clip in the back is a bear to get off. You just got no room to pry on anything. So I think it just broke the ear off of this, how I was trying to pry and pull on it, which if I was to reuse the valve cover, it's not the end of the world, but hopefully that's the worst part of this job. We shall see. So now let's go ahead and let's pop out these coil packs. They should be 8 millimeters. This was never connected for, I guess, a previous job he did, which works out for me because I could get that out of my way, and that gives me more access. I think I'm going to take this off because at the end of the day, I don't want to be fighting with all this Mickey Mouse stuff. Put a spark plug in here, reduce the chances of it leaking. Yeah, that gives me a good chunk of room. And I can just kind of tuck this over here. That hose is flexible. And now we're ready to pop these out. All right, so now we gotta take out these 10,000 screws. Just loosen everything up. I need a longer extension. Those are 10. All right, so far so good. Okay, now down here, we got the other ones. Might have to not use the extension, but we'll see. Oh, this is the beauty of a Southern truck. Everything mostly cooperates. Let's see, got one back here. But all those came out easy. Okay, everything's loose. So now, like I said, these are the ones that tend to cause issue. And as you can see, this thing is rock hard. So just kind of take a pick, break that seal. Okay, all right. Same thing on the bottom. Now let's just kind of tap this without breaking the wiring harness. I think I could pry right over here. Just gotta be a little careful. Okay. All right, let's take this, put this in here. Okay. And I almost forgot to take the dipstick out. Yep. I think we've gotten through the seal part. Man, is there another bolt or something I'm missing? I know you don't want to leave, little buddy, but you gotta come out. You're not meant to be no more. There we go. Oh. Okay. Come on. I mean, come on. There you go. Whew. Yeah, that was easy. Well, I knew things were going too easy. Mostly. I've never seen anything like this. It's new to me. And I guess it's my fault because I could have done a little more homework, but I mean, valve covers, how hard could they be, right? Well, I don't know if you can see this right over here, but I pulled it off and I see this plastic piece sticking out. And I'm like, is that a push rod or something like that? I mean, I don't know. So I pull it, and it's still kind of curved, and I just put it back in there because I was thinking. And I'm like, what in the blue monkey is this? I come back and I look and I take a look at that. That's where the dipstick goes. And this is the house that it goes into. And this is sticking up just like that. This is the dipstick tube. And I guess when I pulled it out, because this thing is curved, I looked online for the parts and it's supposed to be straight, but this thing is curved. It snapped right off. Yeah. What a cheesy design. So now we have to order that because there's really no way to fix that, or at least try to ghetto rig it, because it's curved, it's not going to go in smoothly. This plastic is brittle and we don't want that to break and get inside the engine. So now we have to find that part. So I'm gonna have to reach out to the owner, tell him to go to the Ford dealer and see how much they will beat you over the head for it. I think on like eBay and Amazon it's like $30 to $40, but I'm sure Ford might charge a premium. That's unfortunate. So if you're gonna do the valve cover on the driver's side, you need to get this dipstick tube, because if it's bent like this and it's brittle, it's gonna break, which 192,000 miles, that's to be expected. Yeah, that's unfortunate. And then if you take it out, you need to be mindful of, did any of this break? I mean, this thing is pretty brittle. And if pieces like that get in the engine, that's definitely not ideal. Fortunately, this looks clean and factory, so it doesn't look like it broke. But yeah, and then there's even an O-ring over here. So if he was to pull this out, it has to pull everything out all at once. That's just a bad design. So I have to wait until I get in touch with him. Well, until then, let's move on to the passenger side. Should be pretty much same thing, mostly straightforward. Just got to deal with those annoying clips, and we should be able to pop that out. So let's move on to that. At least get one side done. So yeah, we got to get those clips, but this wiring harness looks a little beefy. I wonder if this side is going to be easier or worser. Not sure, but okay. 1, 2, maybe 3. And I'm hoping we don't have those at the back. The back is so much worse. There's no room. Let's see, can we get to this one? Is this one gonna be the one that challenges me? Maybe not. All right, so all these are up. That's off. We're looking decent. Let's see what's in the back. Do we have anything over here? Of course. Of course. 1, 2. Okay. And then we got one on the bottom. So let me fight with these and then we'll come back. All right, several hours later. That was extremely easy. Nope, definitely not. Let's pop these red clips up. Tell you what, those clips in the back are a nightmare. They're definitely not fun. Nope. There we go. There we go. All right, let's pull that out. Can we put you in a position that's not compromised? Oh wait, no, this one comes out easy. Okay, we're good. All right, so now let's start taking all 300 of these screws out. One on the back all the way over there, which, ooh, I didn't lose it. We got one in the back that's gonna be a little tricky, but we'll save the best one for last and we'll just start on the easy ones. So I had a fight with that back one. If you look at it, it's a stud. And one of the wiring harnesses has a little, I guess a little clamp that goes onto it. Well, the top piece broke off and the little shaft that mounts onto this was stuck on there, so you can't get the 10mm bolt in there. There's no room, you can't see anything, so you pretty much have to try to break that plastic piece off, which fortunately I was able to do with a pocket screwdriver that was curved. And I just kept prying back and forth, and well, I got it off. So if you can't get your 10mm back there and it's just not working, it's because that little shaft for that clip is stuck on it. So now all these bolts are loose, they're ready to come off. Now we get to do the fun part and prying this one off. So just like the other side, same thing. Just kind of get in here and break the bond of these. All right, we're making headroom. Fighting with those seals, or those sensors, whatever you call them. Okay. Okay. So start. Yeah. Like I said, real easy. So went ahead off camera, cleaned everything off, got the surfaces right over here. So we're gonna have to put some RTV on these two surfaces where the, I think it's the timing cover meets the cylinder head. Make sure that doesn't leak. Very important. If you don't put it there, it will leak. I've had it seep on me and then leak. So got this side cleaned up, got that side cleaned up, got the new valve cover. So this is what he's going with. Looks pretty nice. Comes with all the seals and everything that we should ever want. It looks identical. I mean, I was able to match it up. So we can at least get this side in. What I'm gonna go ahead and do is dab all this right over here with silicone paste. That way it slides in and it doesn't tear the gasket. This is the PCV valve. This just twists right off, just like so. I'm gonna try to get in touch with him. I've called him several times. He's not answering. So if you're watching this video, answer your phone. But anywho's, be ideal to change that, put a nice new PCV valve in there. I mean, 192,000 miles. And looking at this side, I mean, these boots were just, one of the things that we're fighting with is that they were hard and just fused to the spark plug tubes. This gasket just ripped because it's brittle. So they weren't leaking. In fact, I just think it just had a slight seep. But eventually, this side was going to seep or leak. The driver's side actually looked pretty good. So it's kind of where we're at. Looking back at it, a couple of things I could have done a little different is number one, clean this. I didn't even think about that. So make sure you kind of blow everything off. Fortunately, not too much got in there and I was able to wipe any dirt and debris. But the fun part's going to be sliding in that gasket. So let me get this thing prepped and I'll turn the camera on when it's time to slide it in. All right, so first things first, we're going to put a little bit of that RTV right over here. Okay, same thing on the other side. Using the right stuff, gasket maker, 90-minute. This stuff works great. Can I even fit in there? Yep. I've used it for years on everything, and thankfully I've never had anything come back and bite me in the butt. So we're gonna keep true to that. All right, here goes nothing. This was a pain in the butt to take out. So hopefully it's not the same to put in. And we gotta be careful just to make sure we don't tear the gasket. What is getting me stuck already? Okay. Oh, this is so much easier putting it in than it is taking it out. Okay. Okay. Where are we at here? Oh, yeah. Folks, silicone on those seals, that's the only way to do this. All right, let's go ahead and start doing this by hand. Torque spec, 89 inch-pounds, which is roughly 8 foot-pounds. And then we're just going to crisscross pattern. All right, so far so good. All that stuff torqued out pretty good. The one in the back, I could not get my torque wrench in there, so just kind of snug it, you know, wrist tight. And that should get you by, I would hope. So let's pop in all these coil packs just like so, get this wiring harness done. I was able to reach out to the guy, and he is on the hunt for a PCV valve, which we definitely need to change that while we're in here. It's a good maintenance item, along with getting us that tube. Hopefully he's able to find it today. If not, I'll have to roll this out of the garage and, well, just wait. Maybe Ford has it. Maybe O'Reilly has it. Somebody has to have it, because we definitely don't have it. What in the world? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. Don't tell me this don't fit. Holy bananas, Batman. The oil cap does not fit. You gotta be kidding me. This is why I don't like aftermarket. Let's see if this even fits. Will the PCV valve fit? Okay, that will fit, so we're good there. Yeah, oil cap does not fit. Amazing. All right, so we'll have to do some research on that, but that is a potential problem. So I'm gonna go have lunch. I need to wait for the PCV valve and that dipstick tube. And when we come back, we'll put this truck back together. Maybe figure something out for this. All right, so we got developments. Of course, dipstick tube, special ordered. So that's gonna be 2 to 3 days to get in there. But looking at it, I'm fairly confident, because it is flexible, that all we will need to do is just slide it in and snap it in. I'm gonna take the chance. I'm gonna install the driver's side valve cover. Fairly confident that you don't have to install it as one piece. It just would have been maybe a little easier, but then again, it snaps in and it holds in from the top, and then you have to kind of push it out from underneath. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pop in the driver's side valve cover, at least get this thing where we can fire it up, and we should be good. Passenger side is already done. PCV valve is going to be here. He was able to get me a PCV valve, so that's good. As far as the oil cap, unfortunately, the company that he ordered it from, I think he said he got it from Lethal Performance. It says that it's supposed to come with the oil cap, and it's supposed to be from a 2020 Ford GT500. It didn't come with it, so he'll call the company. He'll get that, but I'm still able to put things back together. We'll just put a little piece of tape on there, a piece of tape right over there, so we can just roll this out, park it to the side, and that way my garage is not held captive. So let's put some silicone on all this, clean this all up, put a dab of RTV, pop this back in, and we should be good. All right, let's go ahead and slide everything in. Just get it into place, nice and easy. Okay. Oh yeah. That's a very satisfying sound when it pops in smooth like that. Silicone, folks. I prefer to use the paste. The lube actually, the spray just gets a little messy. When it drips, this works out so much better. Safe on seals, rubbers. It works. And let's put all 10,000 of these screws in, just like so. Then we'll torque it to 89 inch-pounds or 8 foot-pounds, like I said earlier. Nice crisscross pattern starting from the middle, working our way out. We should be good. So I'm going to do all that off camera, pop in the coil packs, and I'll show you how it looks. The truck is up and running. I just kind of loosely put the oil cap just right there, just snugged it in there. I put a piece of tape on the hole for the oil dipstick. The part is on order. It should be here in 2 days. And just kind of taking a look at it, and as flexible as the new one will be compared to that old brittle one, we should be able to just kind of fish it in and snap it in. The way it's popped in is that it's popped in through the top and then it's pushed out through the bottom. So we should be good. It'll be fine. And if there is an issue just getting it in, it's probably a lot easier to loosen the steering linkage than it is to actually take out the valve cover. So overall, not too bad of a job. The biggest issue that I ran into is the fasteners in the back. I'm just gonna fight with them. Make sure you soak these with some WD-40 and just kind of pry them out. That makes it to pop out a lot easier. Check your wires, be very careful, and you should be good to go. So hope this video helps. Thanks for watching, and we'll see what else I can fix, or in this case, upgrade. Who knows?